Welcome. In this episode, I'm going to be taking us through how to effectively do on-page SEO for digital marketing. I'm going to try to work through the whole entire process end to end. All you will need to know to be effective with on-page SEO so that you can get better rankings on Google and any other search engine as that. So you could show up more organically and touch on almost all the possible angles and the things you need to be aware of, what to do, and all the rest of them so you could get good at this. Now, the start point of on-page SEO is your title tag, how you title your titles, what exactly you've described it, how you've done it. It's the best, it's the first thing that you need to deal with. And how effectively you do this, uh, it's one critical thing that can make or break your click-through rate when you show up on search engine results. So, and best practice, my own opinion, is given, let's say this is the focus keyword that we're targeting for this very content we're trying to create on page SEO, you're better off putting this very focus keyword or key phrase. It's a phrase because at this junction it's more than one word, and so you're better off putting it this way, putting the focus keyword or key phrase at the beginning, let's say somewhere here, or at the end of your article. Not this way, meaning you need to simply have taken this off, or better still, if you put in the on-page SEO in front of it. So this, it needs to look something more like this: on-page SEO digital marketing. All you need to know could be something like this. Uh, this will help you. However, if you're struggling with respect to creating good titles to be able to gain good click-through rate, especially if you're working with WordPress as your blogging platform or content creation platform that you're using to output content. You could use this interesting plugin, which is called, let me see if I can pull it up here, Monster Insight. Yeah, okay, so that's what is responsible for what you're seeing right now. So I'm going to try to like optimize this content and aim to get as close to 100 as much as possible. So I'll click on this and it tells me if I'm having this as my title tag, there's a percentage score. I think earlier I was doing some few tweak. I got 85 here. Okay, so the same title, all I need to do is rephrase it and restructure. And once I have it this way, it's telling me this is better, and it will show me actually all the metrics that it's checking to give me that result. So if I scroll down to see what is actually checking, it's actually checking using common keywords, unique keywords, emotional keywords. Is telling me right now that I don't have any emotional keywords, meaning if I have emotional keywords here, it's going to give me an additional score, and also power words. So those are what is checking. So we simply imply for best practice with respect to you creating title tags, you're better off ensuring that you have power words, emotional words, uncommon words, and common words in this formation, and you would have been able to create a very good click-through rate title, and of course, not clickbait kind of titles. So you could look at so what are those? Let's see what we're missing here. Emotional words that we could add. Let's see. One way you could use this tool to be able to get better result is you could bring it into this area. try new ideas. So this is what we currently have. So if I tell it analyze, it gives me the result. So I want to see where here I can insert emotional words. So let's see if we can come up with one or two on-page SEO for better digital marketing results. Let's see. You need. Let's see if this gets us any better result. If we get any better result. Oh, it's even less. So I think I'll just make do with the 85 for now for the purpose of this training. I hope you get the idea. And so I think I'll just stay with this for now. And also one thing you need to bear in mind is you should ensure that your title tag, your title is not overly too long. So if you're working with WordPress, one other tool you could also use to ensure you're keeping to some of all the best practices is working with plugins such as Yoast SEO, which it's also here. So once you have it installed, it will tell you, okay, so based on the length of the title that you have, this is how so far you've gone, and it's still in line till the moment your title is overly too long. This will turn red, which simply implies it's too long. So you need to shorten it. So I think I'll make do with 85 right now and move along. Let me pull this a little bit backward. Let's do a little quick zoom out so that we can get this going and get onto the ground. Now, one other thing you need to pay attention to with respect to your on-page SEO, the first thing we've talked about is your title tag, which is actually your headers here, and following the metrics that we have here, ensuring that yes, you have common words included, you have uncommon words in there, you have emotional words, and you have power words alongside with your focus keyword. Your focus keyword or key phrase should be in your title. That is very critical. And of course, you need to put your focus keyword in the area set that is embedded with your article as your focus keyword for better SEO direction, so that you're able to tell the search engines that yes, fine, this is your focus keyword for this article you're trying to write. Then, of course, ensure that that is also showing up in your slug, which is actually your URL, your title tag. I like to always ensure that my focus keyword is actually my slug, which is actually embedded in my URL. And most importantly, the second thing you want to pay attention to when it comes to your on-page SEO is your meta description. You need to ensure that your focus keyword is included in your meta description here, which is critical. And your meta descriptions are those statements that show up at the base of any search engine result that you will have on your. So let me spin up one on my other screen here so that we can get this going as a meta description for this exercise. All right, so let's come up with a short and powerful meta description. Also ensure that your meta description is not overly too long. So here we are. Now, just like I mentioned, ensure that your focus keyword is also showing up in your meta description. Is best practice. And why is that? So when someone searches and they pulled up your result, it actually would show up as part of what it is they're trying to read. So they know that the article is actually still talking about the same thing they want to know about. So that's the second thing you need to pay attention to. Your meta description is very critical to your on-page SEO that you need to deal with so that you can improve your potentials of ranking on Google. Now, the third thing you need to pay attention to is your headers, your header tags, which are literally, let's say, you have okay, so let's even try and write this in real time as a full content, and um, get it to rank on Google within a matter of some couple of days, so that we can actually get result out of what it is that we're working on here. Oh, okay. So I think I have some here in my other tool. So let me pull that up here. Okay, so in my introduction, which I have here, so for example, one of your headers or your first header for your content will always be, let's say, for instance, you have introduction and you have other subheadings within your content that you're creating. Ensure that your headers are properly formatted, and on your document, this is the only one that is an H1. Your other headings after your H1 will be H2s. So you can say headers, and by default, WordPress would default any other header after H1 into H2s. So this is like introduction. I can put in my introduction for this content I'm trying to create. Say, for instance, I do something like this, and I spin in, I simply write out this as the introduction. So this is my introduction, which will be in H2. The rest of my articles will be in standard paragraph, not H3, so that you don't get it wrong. And that's the next thing you need to pay attention to. Any other headers that you will have will be H2, H3s, depending on the details of the content you're trying to create. Say, for example, I'm trying to like create, oh, okay, so this content that we're working on right now, I want to create a content around on-page SEO for better digital marketing result. And one of the first thing I want to have is my introduction. The second thing probably that I want to deal with is I want to say, I want to explain to them. Okay, so let me do this. I want to explain to the world what are those things that people need to be mindful about with respect to creating a good guidelines to on-page SEO, so that you can rank better on Google. So let me this, and yes, I would make this content live after this short video. So you could go ahead and look through it and get a guideline in respect to getting this done and done correctly. So let's see. Okay. All right. So on-page SEO, have itemized like 8 things I want to cover in on-page SEO, and this is like part of my introduction. And of course, ensure that on your introduction, you also have your focus keyword showing up on your in your introduction that you've written. So I want to treat, say, title tags. What is title tags and is important in SEO. So I would say title tag in on page SEO. Okay, so let's make this all uppercase. So in this case, given that this is a subtitle, I will also make this H2 as well. I'll make it a header tag and I'll make it H2. And of course, I will have an introduction into it. I would explain what this is, and I can say, okay, a title tag is, let me, this. Okay, so in so this is my own explanation for what a title tag is, in order to explain it to someone trying to go through the content and understand what title tag is all about and what exactly to do. And as you can remember, this is your title tag, which is the first thing you deal with. So that is critical. So this forms your header tags, which are the second thing. Same also apply to this, which is also an header tag. So if you have other subtitles topic under header tags. So those will now be like your H3 and other things that you need to deal with. So the next thing we're going to be dealing with here, aside from our header tag, our meta description, um, is okay, so you now doing the actual keyword research for the content you want to create. And one easy tool you could use to do that, that doesn't have to cost you anything, will be Google Keyword Planner in itself. So let's go into that. So let's open up Google Keyword Planner, and you do research based on the exact keyword that you would want to use. So let's pull up our keyword for this content we're trying to create. Okay, so which is on page SEO. So come back here. Now you're working off the discovery keyword. If you largely have maybe a bunch of keywords from 1 to 10 on the max. If you have more than that, say from 10 and above, then you use this. But actually, the difference majorly in both of them is okay, so here you get Google suggesting to you other keywords that you could use that could be related to what it is you're searching for. This would not suggest to you, but you can actually say you've harvested tons of other keywords from other locations. You could dump them through this and it will return the monthly search volume and all the rest of them. But right now, let's just stick with this. So I want to do keyword research on page SEO is my focus keyword. So I will put it here, on page SEO. Now, if the focus country you're creating content for is, say, Nigeria, in this case, you could leave that. If you want your focus to be global, you could just simply remove Nigeria and say save. If it is, say, United States, you could have United States here. If it is Canada, you could have it here. If it's United Kingdom, you could have it here. But right now, for the sake of this training, I'll leave it at the United States. Or better still, I think I'll leave it to one of my countries. Yep, which I love so much. Okay, so Canada. Uh, Basically, this is telling you the search result volume based on the set country that you've indicated. So, which could be, it will vary. The scores you're having here, the data you're having here will vary based on the country that you set the data metrics to be on. So, all right. Now saying, okay, so fine for our focus keyword that we're having on page SEO. So this is it. Let's pull that up. So it's telling us monthly search volume in the US is in between 1,000 and 10,000 uh 10,000 searches per month, and on a quarterly basis it's been zero, meaning it's not going up or down, and year in year out, which is what you have here, it's also flattened out. So oh well, that's fine. And Google has also given us additional suggestions of words we could include or look at changing what we're trying to write into. But right now, I'm comfortable with what it is I want to work with, which is on page SEO. So I would make sure that that is what is here. And that's the way people type it in on page SEO. So, all right. So I've done my keyword research and I picked the keywords I want. So I will simply have it using that to create my content. And also one thing you need to pay attention to, which is the fifth thing, is actually keyword placement. So we're currently we've done our keyword research, done our title tag, we've done our header tags. So we're now on keyword placement. Keyword placement is simply you actually where within the article or content you're creating, where exactly are you placing the keywords. And of course, this is not to suggest that you need to be doing what is described as keyword stuffing, while you're ensuring like almost in every paragraph you have the keyword showing. That is not necessary. Google is already intelligent enough to know what you're trying to write about, and in so doing, Google does a lot of justice with respect to checking up this. So you just having your focus keyword in, let's say, in the header tag here, and maybe in one or two places within the body of the article based on every subcategory will do. So that will be your approach. That will be a best approach with respect to your content placement. Depending on the length of the article you're trying to write or the content you're trying to create, will determine how often you need to repeat the statement. But of course, it should also be in a context that is also readable. So you need to put that into consideration. And of course, if you're also working off tools such as maybe Yoast SEO, it will give you some other additional insight which you could leverage on. So we'll come into this later. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now, so that your content creation doesn't get overly boring, avoid writing blocks of articles or content like this, more than like say 3 to 5 paragraphs before you insert an image. And one easy place you could find royalty free images will be places like Pixabay or Pizza and all the rest of them. Or you could just simply come to Google here and say uh, royalty free images. So I've already landed on one of them, so I'll just simply search here and say SEO and pick up a related image that will describe or best explain what it is you're trying to work with. Okay, nice. This is good. Or rather, okay, so I think I'll just simply use, I think I'll work with this for now. So that is pulling down. Wait for that to download so that could deal with the next thing that we actually need to deal with, which is very critical. So I think that is done. We pull up our metrics income, let's say every 5 paragraph or something like that. It will be best to insert an image. If you're working with Gutenberg, you're able to just simply do it this way and click on image search. So upload the image, and I think I have it in my download area. So I'll pull up the image and I have it here. So as a sign of best practice, which will take us to the next thing that we need to deal with, is what is described as image optimization. Now, for your image optimization, two things are largely involved. One, ensure that your image has an alternate text which best describe what you're trying to do within the content of the image that you've uploaded. And of course, also ensure that the image is not overly too sized. So I will just put up, say, uh, on page, on page SEO. Yeah, on page SEO for digital marketing. Yeah, always ensure you have a description to it, which is also your alternate tag. The images doesn't show up, something should describe what actually the image should be there. But of course, so that your site doesn't load slowly, aside from your alternate text, the next thing you're supposed to do to your image is use a service such as I think tiny PNG. Let's see if we can get that up. Okay, so now this is one free service that will help you reduce the size of the image. As you can see currently right now, the image is over 2 MB. You want the image to be squished so that it's relatively smaller in size and in dimensions and in weight. The larger the image, the slower your site will be. And of course, so that people don't get bored with respect to reading your content, it's better you have, depending on the length of your content, you have in between like to every five uh, paragraph, have an image that best describe what you're trying to write so that you don't get the people overly bored with what it is you're trying to do. So we've reduced the image and the system is telling us it has reduced it by this so much. Minus 65% has been removed. So let's replace this image and actually upload the new one that we have, which is relatively smaller, which is good. The smaller, the better. The aim to ensure that the image you're loading does not exceed something like 500 pixel or something like that. That is good for your site. So it doesn't take up your hosting space, at the same time doesn't slow down your site. So that is critical to one of the things you're trying to do. All right, so continuing our on-page SEO practice, uh, the next thing we need to do after our image optimization is links. So with links, you basically have two things that you need to deal with links. One is internal link, the other is external link. Now, the internal link largely refers to you linking to other similar article on your site. So when someone is reading it, say I'm currently talking about on-page SEO digital marketing, I could already have another article that will say something like PPC marketing, and I will link that into the same article by giving the reader a context and say you you may like need to see you need to see to see PC marketing say marketing ideas. So if you have an article that is talking about PPC marketing, so you write this and highlight, copy the link of that very article and embed it here and tell it open to a new tab if you want. Just simply press enter. Now that is you doing internal link. Let's see if we have something similar to this that we can do an internal link so that you get to see how that is. Okay, so let me see. I think I should have something on marketing here. Okay, so I have CPA marketing here, so I will just say I could copy this and I will say you need to see our CPA marketing, all you need to know. All right, so fine. Okay, so don't do that. Copy actually the URL of the content and let's edit what we have here and pull the URL, open a new tab, and we have this link. So now this is an internal link and confirm you didn't copy from an admin point, otherwise nobody will be able to read it. Okay, so let me simply just do this correctly for the sake of viewers. Okay, so let me just open this up on another tab on another browser so that I can copy the URL and this here. Okay, so I've grabbed the URL. I'll edit this out. Let's get rid of what we have here and put in the actual and press enter. Okay, so yep, that is done. So now this is an internal link. So for you to put in an external link, remember, just like I've mentioned, internal links are links of other articles that is similar to your article that you're writing here that you've also embedded on the same page. Now, external links are links that are on other site other than your site. And one of the best ways to do that so that you can give context with respect to, like, you could search out your topic you're trying to write in this simple way and check who are the guys ranking for it that is similar to what you're trying to write. And you can just simply do something like this, copy that. And I like to always put external link at the bottom when I'm done with all that I'm trying to create. Maybe after my conclusions, I'll simply say, see, maybe like I tell them, see this also, see this also. And I'll copy the link to the articles, copy the link, and I liked it. Select the URL, embed, and voila. Okay, so we have an external link and we have an internal link. So when it comes to your on-page SEO, that is one thing you need to deal with respect to links. So that is critical. Now, let's get a little bit technical, which is the I think the eighth thing that we need to deal with, which is uh, sitemap. Now, depending on the kind of CMS you're working with and what you're using to create your sitemap, which could be different. If you're using a plugin such as Yoast SEO, it will already create a sitemap for you. And your sitemap is largely what Google reads up of to be able to get updates as regarding every content that you have written. And one easy way to get a hold of that if you're using the Yoast SEO is you could come to the Yoast SEO here and go under tools. Yeah, I think you should be able to find that under tools. Yep. And let's see, where's that? Okay, so I think it should be under, I think it should be under look at it. No, not there. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Search appearance, integration. Let's see. I think it's here. No, not integration. And integrate it. All right. So, I think that can be found under, let's see, where's that dude? Okay. I think it's here. Yeah. Your XML, go tools and Yep. All right. So, lest you miss that, you actually get it under general. That's if you're working with SEO. Go to features, scroll down, come under XML sitemap, and click on See XML. And it will show you your site XML, which looks something like this. And this is what Google reads up of to be able to get an update that's regarding your site information. So Google knows what you have new and all the rest of them. So, okay. I hope this has been a worthwhile learning curve for you. If you like what I've done thus far, please do like, comment, and share. And let me know what you think or whatever it is you believe I've missed. Do let me know, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.